Good afternoon, folks. We are live once again. Let me get everything switched over and loaded up properly, and we will jump back into No Man's Sky. Alright, got some background music on. There it goes. Okay, video source looks good. I think we're good to get started. Just taking a look at the playback on stream. Let me double check my graphics options. Oh, Ultra. This is what I'm used to playing the game on when I'm not streaming. Because I'm running my model, I think I need to drop it down to high on everything. This game does push my computer a decent amount. What I care most about is that the frame rate is steady. I can't tell if the desync made a difference. I'll turn it off. Okay. See if that makes a difference. Whoa. That made things infinitely worse. Good lord. Is that with VSync off? Probably should have messed around with this before the stream, but it's okay. If I turn motion blur off. Let's go. Oh, hey, we got a raid. Right at the start of the stream. DD Raspberry raiding for party of 2. Hey, what's up, folks? Let me get you a shout out. Welcome. How was your guys' stream today? Oh, did it hit you with ads? Some people join. Ah, that's really annoying. Sorry about that. That is one of the things that Twitch has been doing a lot lately. But I see you're streaming Splatoon. We'll give a second for the ad to play. I have no idea how long the ads are when people join. I just reset my ad settings before the stream to lower them a bit. So hopefully it's only doing it for a little bit for every given hour or whatnot. But I'm gonna try and reload my game. I don't know why it's being weird now. I was just tinkering with settings as we were getting started, but the game decided it was going to suddenly start running at 5 frames a second. ZD says it's an unnecessary evil. Yeah, I wish I could turn them off completely. But hopefully your Splatoon was going well. We caught some good dubs. Beginner's Guide to Splatoon 3. That's cool. Okay. I think we're stable. I wonder if I just needed to restart and reload my save. This game has always ran decently well on stream. Running my model at the same time causing my computer to turn into a jet engine, which is always fun. But if we take stock of where we're at here, I'll explain what I'm going to be focusing on for the stream today. I can't guarantee it's going to be the most riveting content, but it is something that I find very interesting. So, in our ongoing quest to become Galactic Overlord in No Man's Sky, we have been amassing resources and equipment and ships. If we jump over here, I'm decently far into my save, but I haven't really been doing a lot of the story. I've been doing kind of side missions and some of the expeditions, and it goes so long between updates sometimes that when I come back to the game, and new updates come out and the entire game has changed dramatically. He says, how are you doing? I'm doing well. It's been a busy weekend, but it's pretty low-key. How about you? How's your weekend been? Okay, we have our exosuits got a decent amount of upgrades and inventory slots. Our ship, the Suzumebachi, is a Sentinel ship that we've been riding around in for a while. We've got some upgrades on our multi-tool, and our freighter is decently kitted out as well. I switched the customization on the character model. We were running around with the kind of deep space abomination look, but for Voyager, the new update, we have the Skyborn outfit, which looks pretty cool, like a pilot, which is fitting because we are going to be looking at the new shipbuilding mechanics for Corvette class ships, which is brand new. And I've not messed around with it a ton. I did tinker around with it a bit just to get some basic knowledge of how to navigate the menus, but in general I haven't really done much with it. I wanted to do it on stream. He said it's been okay, a bit lazy, but overall good. Well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with some downtime. I can appreciate a chill weekend and then try and catch up on all the stuff that I put off that I need to get done before the week starts. Oh, I should explain, maybe for folks who've never seen No Man's Sky before, we're currently on a space station. We're out in the middle of space and we're docked here. He says your character's looking sharp. Yeah, I just swapped in all the default parts of the new cosmetics. I didn't change the coloring, so when we were running the Deep Space Abomination model before, it was the same color palette, just with the gear swapped in. My favorite color is teal, and so I designed it kind of based on a teal color scheme. I could tweak it some more, maybe I will later, but for now, pretty good. I like the kind of spacesuit, pilot suit look, and then like the mechanical, like an oxygen pack you see on like a pilot on the front. And that just came with the update. I think that was unlocked when I loaded everything up. Just out of curiosity, Didi, have you seen this game before? Have you played No Man's Sky? I feel like most people have at least heard of it, given how long it's been out. It is a fascinating game. I see. Didi says, I'm familiar with this game, but I've never played it. I will try not to focus too much on just the shipbuilding, but I mentioned in my tweet when we went live that because this is a new mode that I really want to play around with, I'm probably not going to be doing much exploration today, so I can give you kind of an overview about what the game's about, since what we're going to be doing here is not just the entirety of the game. No Man's Sky is a primarily adventure exploration based game. There's a pretty wide range of things you can choose to do, whether it's beelining this quote-unquote story or just trying to build different types of tech or unlock things, or even if you just want to go out and just explore a massive series of planetary systems and almost an infinite world. And I think most people are probably familiar with the story of how No Man's Sky came to be, with it launching in like 2016 or so, and it being one of the most brutal launches of all of gaming, with how much hype was around the title initially and how the devs kind of overpromised and weren't able to deliver everything they wanted. But rather than do what a lot of devs have done with a project that's not successful on launch and, you know, take the money and run, Hello Games, who created No Man's Sky, decided that they were going to try and fix what they promised. And in the time since then, this game has received numerous updates and lots of content for free, which is absolutely unheard of in today's gaming landscape, especially with AAA developers. Hello Games is an indie studio. But in addition to adding more content, D says, do what you want to do, I'm along for the ride. Oh, no worries. I'll try and explain a bit, just to give some background, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do here with the shipbuilding, because the shipbuilding is complex. But in a nutshell, because the development team behind this game were very committed to what they wanted to deliver, it's gotten continuous updates over the years, and for free, which again, it's rare. But the game is not recognizable from where it started now. It is incorporated from a scope perspective even more capability than they originally envisioned, and they keep adding more. It's an incredible story of commitment to a game that, again, you almost don't see it as much with bigger game companies now, who would much rather just cut their losses or cut and run. And so if you have any interest in like a adventure exploration, or as we're seeing here, like a shipbuilding type of game, there's a lot to experience in No Man's Sky, and they're still working on it. I always highly recommend it to people I know who like these types of games. Alright, I'm gonna have to get used to the menu. Didi says, I'm super impressed with the developers on this, sticking with it and making it into something extraordinary. Oh, I agree. It's a really cool story of overcoming a lot of adversity. If you want some more kind of granular storytelling on how they ended up where they're at now, Internet Historian did a pretty good video talking about the kind of history and how they ended up where they are now, and all the things that kind of went wrong, everything that led up to the initial launch. And it's a pretty good retelling or recounting of how the game got to where it is. I'm building on the wrong side. No wonder everything looks weird. And that video is several years old now, so they've done even more since then. We need to be looking at it from this angle. Okay, we have free camera. The reason why I'm kind of all over is I'm still not used to how the camera manipulation works. But in order to create your ship, on the right in those red text boxes above my head, it tells you the core parts you need to have a functional ship. A Corvette class in this case, which is the sort of designation for the ship. This game has always had kind of single person craft that you can find and later you could build from scratch too. But the Corvette class is something that's brand new with the recent update. And we're going to see if we can build something cool today. But these central body pieces are the habitation cabins, if you will. These are all required in order to have space on the ship. Because, as we'll hopefully see at some point, if I can finish this today, unlike the original iterations of the ship where you just sit in the pilot's chair and you get in and out, the Corvette class actually has the ability to walk around within the ship itself, and how you build the interior quarters has to do with how you set up these habitation rooms. And I'm not exactly well versed in how to connect everything. We'll probably have to figure that out a little bit later. But we're going to be going for trying to just design the ship first. Didi says, I definitely want to give this game a go at some point. Oh, damn, my backlog is so big. Yeah, I hear that. Fortunately, I think this game is going to be getting additional content probably for the foreseeable future. So there's no rush. It's not like the game's going to suddenly just disappear. So there is that. Okay. In addition to setting down the body pieces, we need to be able to put the cockpit, which is where the pilot chambers are going to be. And now it's pretty much fleshing out the kind of cosmetics and how we want the ship shape to look. And this is probably where we're going to spend the most time, because I have some ideas on how I want to build the ship. And I'm in creative mode because it unlocks all the parts. In regular adventure mode, you have to kind of search the parts out and you can trade for them. And as fun as that it would be, it would take a long time for me to get all the parts, and I really want to just build the craft. And then once we do that, we'll convert the game back to the regular normal mode so that we can continue on the actual adventure and progression. But what I want to do is I want to give the kind of extensions out in front, but I want them to kind of blend a little bit with the parts that are around the ship, or I might just delete them. The end goal here is to potentially create like a warship, like a combat type ship. And the design philosophy that I was thinking going in the stream today, I don't know if you've ever played the scrolling shooter Gradius, the Vic Viper, which is a ship in that one. It has these long projections that go out, and the actual cockpit's recessed a little further back. I think there's supposed to be weapon batteries, but I would like to create something in that vein since it's one of my favorite shooters. But will it let me put this underneath is the question. I don't think it will, because it's sort of put it in the middle, which is a little bit annoying. I'd like to be able to just symmetrically put this right underneath, but it's possible this type of piece won't snap that way. He says it makes sense when you get that spark of creativity. You don't want anything to get in the way, such as looking for parts. Yeah, I feel like if you were going to do it just based on the part unlocking system, you'd have to just do nothing but that for a while and get all the parts you want and then go into the building, as opposed to before. And everything else we've done in the playthrough has been through just grinding and getting stuff quote-unquote legit. So I'm not entirely worried about just switching the modes for this particular part. Otherwise, we wouldn't get to the actual building probably for like another 100 hours while I try to unlock everything. Okay, I don't think that type of piece is going to work. He says, Gradius, I like that series, but I'm not good at it. Oh, it's definitely hard. I like the third one from the SNES and the fifth one from PS2. They're fun games, but they are brutal. Okay. Let's see. One of these pieces here will snap properly. I don't remember which one it was. We could try. One thing we can do freely, which is nice, is we can copy and delete and pretty much move everything around how we want. So if we see something that we like, but we need to offset it by like height or horizontally or vertically rather, we can do that just by moving pieces in and out and deleting them. It takes some getting used to. From what I understand, it's kind of similar to the way the ship construction in Starfield works, but I've never played Starfield. A lot of folks are saying this is kind of No Man's Sky's answer to what they did in Starfield. Similar type of concept. Well, that one might work. A little bit bulky though. But that is the sort of shape that I was looking for. Just wish it was a little more long and going out horizontally. But we can start with that. And maybe we can see if we want to move any of these other sections around too. He says, third is great. I like PS1 version. Gradius Gaiden. Oh, nice. I don't think I ever played that one. I missed a lot of the early PS1 lineups. I didn't have a PlayStation for a while. In fact, I never had a PlayStation 1. Skipped over the 64 and PlayStation generation and went straight to PS2 when it came out. Okay, let's look at wings. Wing pieces, there's a few of them. They need to be anchored to a body piece, the way I understand it. So we can't have them just attached to, well, maybe not exclusively. They can be attached to the cowling pieces too. I didn't know that. But I want to go for something more aerodynamic because we're going to need to put engines on this thing. Again, thinking Starfighter. What these? Ooh. These foils are cool. Look like fins. If I put that there... Will it let me mount thrusters on it, though? That's the question. I like these ones here, the Arcadia Heavy Boosters. These have to be anchored to a core component, I believe. So they could go on the cowling. But I probably want these closer to the back. Maybe mounted on the wings if we can do that. But these foils here will not allow you to do that. So it's not 100% freeform in your options here. But there is a decent amount of ways to sort of anchor everything. Try not to get too weird with my camera angles. The Arcadia wing looks decent. What if we put the thrusters on here? He says it's essentially the third Gradius, but with more up-to-date graphics, smoother animations, and so forth. It's still challenging. Yeah, I believe it. I'm also a big fan of the R-Type series. One of my favorite games, probably of all time, is from the PS2 era, called R-Type Final. And there is a second version that they made. I think there might even be a third one, but I don't know if it's been released yet. But the big shtick with R-Type Final on PS2 is that it had different paths and a massive roster of ships you could unlock that all behaved a little bit differently. It was like 200 something different ships that have different equipment loadouts, and they kind of function differently. And it was decently challenging. All those shooters are pretty difficult. Alright, so that won't work. What about the Osprey? It's a little bit more slim and compact. Can we put thrusters on the Osprey? No. Interesting. It might not let us mount them on the wings. They might have to be mounted onto one of the core body pieces. We could work with that. Okay, I got an idea. Let's move this out here. One. We'll do it on one side and we can make it symmetrical. If we mount that there and then delete this and go in and put the wing. Aha, we can cheat. Once you've placed the piece, if you delete whatever was adjoining on the piece itself, it doesn't delete it, it'll stay. So you can sort of cheat the system by following the requisite connecting pieces and then just delete them. That's good to know. Didi says I'm gonna go working mode for a bit. It's almost dinner time. Oh, no problem. I understand you just finished up your stream, so if you need to go and get some water, relax, do what you gotta do, feel free. Don't feel obligated to have to hang out on my stream. Appreciate you stopping by. And hope to see you around on future ones. We'll be at this for a while, so hopefully by the end of the session today, we at least have a ship we can take out and fly around in. Okay. Oops. No, there we go. It does save the iteration. I'm not meaning to back out like that. I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate things. But I wonder if I can get some cowling pieces that are a bit more narrow to properly snap here, then I can always delete this and just make it like another wing section, kind of like we did here. So let me look at my options some more. Let's see, Speedbird. Well, that's not bad. I think I like the way that looks a little bit better. A bit more sleek, not quite as square and bulky, a little. Be nice if it tapered kind of to a more pointed shape, but I think we might be able to work with that. And if we delete that piece, but we might not be able to do that successfully since it's got to be, there's got to be a landing gear, so we either have to move the landing gear or put it somewhere else. But if we copy this, Oh, okay, I have an idea. Delete this. Delete this. Gotta put this back. I want to use a different wing to connect this part, and then a different wing that connects here. So let's see if I can get this to actually work. What I need is a longer piece. Let's see what are my options. Could go fairing. That might work. This gets us a better view. Try and hold that camera angle here. It's not connected, so I think the fairing would have to be moved up further, which means I might have to move this. Okay. Or we could leave it like that. It does kind of have a more flush connection along with the parts here that go out. That's a possibility instead. Maybe we'll do that. It might actually look better. No, if we wanted to go really bulky, we could throw the Arcadia wing piece here. It would overlap. But I actually don't dislike the way that looks. It kind of gives more of like a box-like housing that goes around the part that sticks out here. That's actually not bad. We could have something sticking out of the front like a weapon battery, and that'd be pretty cool. Okay, okay. Let's duplicate everything so we can have a kind of a working image that we are trying to create for the ship itself. Copy you. Oh, we need to have the we need the habitation thing first in order to put the thruster there. Then we can move the fairing in between. One thing we'll do ultimately, once we have a fully built out ship and we have all the details we want on it, is we can customize its color. That'll be fun. Okay. So we want you, that piece over here. Now it's symmetrical. Now we need to build out the parts of the ship here. And I'm thinking we can use wing pieces to fill out the general shape, but maybe we don't use that one. What about these? Oh no, those are more actually look like wing pieces too. Okay, not that one. wanted something that'll kind of blend in here. If that doesn't work, we'll extend the habitation things back further. It'll just be a little bit wider. I want it tapered. The Osprey wings will give kind of more of a shape, but I wonder what that would do. It has these gaps in between, so it looks kind of like it's fastened to the body as opposed to being part of the body itself. I don't think that's gonna work. That looks better. Yeah, okay, it almost looks like part of like the thrust or propulsion system. Okay, I actually like the way that looks. We should add an entrance. Landing bay is required in order for you to get on and off the ship. So we could either have the back of the ship come out more, or we could have it more recessed in here. I think I like that better, so the ship's not quite as long. We put the landing bay here, and we're going to have to move that landing gear up. In fact, I'm going to have to reposition all the landing gears, I think. Where are they? There, and probably right underneath the butt of the ship. Yeah, right there. Close together, but that's okay. There we go. The ship's very flat. What we'll do is we'll build out on top of the habitation things here eventually to give it kind of more of a raised look. But so far, I like the main shape. I don't know why that clipping is weird. Maybe it's because I put these in opposite order. We can fix that. We just delete this and then re-paste it on. Oh no, it's too low, that's why. Okay, that's a height problem. Let's see if we can get more level. We need to put the wing so that it's at the same height. That's why it's clipping weird. That should do it. There we go. Now it looks the same. That would absolutely bother me if I missed that and had to fix it later. Okay. Oh, it's too bad we can't add these foils on top. That would be a nice touch. But let's see what we can add that's going to give us some more height now that we've got kind of the width. If only this would snap there. But I'm sure there's a way to do it more effectively. What if we raise this up and snap them on the sides? And then just delete it. No, that is not achieving the effect I want. I want it sitting on top. Okay, you. Maybe one of the cowlings? Yeah, I might be able to do something like that with a different shape. What is the most streamlined? Longshore cowling. That's not bad. It's a little bit bulky. But I believe you can flip these too. Yeah, like that. Ooh. Okay. That is definitely something we can work with. But do we want that shape? Question. They look almost like cargo bins. So the cowling will definitely work, and it's about the same width, so that'll snap. But let's experiment with the design. Super Cruise. Okay, that's flatter. I think that's more in line with the shape I want, but what I really would like would be rounded, like aerodynamic. This one's kind of more bulky if you wanted to show kind of like an engine or reactor look. You could definitely use that, but let's see, is this the same? No, it's not the same part. Vesper diffuser? I like that better. Whoops. But if we snap it directly behind... like so. Then it gives it kind of like this raised look. That's exactly what I wanted. And it kind of doesn't quite sit flush on top of the wings that are kind of more meant to emulate or simulate the illusion of thrusters, but I don't know why that's there. That's definitely better. Okay, I'm gonna save my progress. It'd be a shame if we were to crash. Store design for later. This game has been pretty stable, but you never know. One thing I'm not clear on is if you can go in and modify your Corvette class after it's been finalized. I don't think you can, so I'm going to treat this like we only get one shot to finalize the design. But now we got to put something in the middle. We could put the reactor towards the end. I think I want to go Medusa class. I want maneuverability since this thing's supposed to be like a fighter. Could put this at the end. Now, I might be able to fit something here in between. Not another reactor, but something that gives it more definition. Not that. Maybe go for a fairing rather than those other ones that need to snap to the sides. Okay. Not bad. like to be able to put something on top. But I don't think there's a vertical kind of fin extension that'll sit on top of the cowlings. So what you see might be what you get. I do think it might look better if the wings were slightly wider, like one more fairing wide. Let's see, we'd have to put a hab on there and push the booster out further in order to get another thing in between. Let's see. Which one did we use? This one? Wonder. Oh no, we'd have to snap everything with the halves and move them out. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be doable without scrapping a good portion of what we already put down. We have to put this here and then another one to the side. Let's see if this works. I can always delete these pieces, so I'm not going to cause irreparable damage to anything I'm doing here. Can't undo though. There's that. I think we're one block too low. Yeah, I think we're one low. We need to be up there. Yeah. Whoops. You there. Back out again. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, let me put the thruster where I want it before we do anything else. I want that to be there. We delete you, copy you, copy you. You know, I think it's going to be too wide. Yeah, I think it's going to be too wide if we do that. Okay, I'm going to scrap that and go back to the way it was before and have to put everything back. It should be easy if we copy this hab here. No, that's below. We got to delete this first. then we copy the hab, then we put the thruster in there, and then we put the fairing back. We have to do it in a weird order because of how things snap. I think this is right. Yeah, I think that's right. Now we can copy this over. Okay, that's where it was. All right. But I still want to solve the issue of being kind of square back here. So I wonder if we can affix anything to the back. I don't think so because it's technically not a wing. So I think we'd have to put a hab back in there and then connect something to it that's going to be behind this piece. Let's see if we can do that. Nope, that's too low. Oh, it's too bad these don't snap to each other. Oh, but they can do that. I need to remember the mouse wheel. That'll rotate. That's perfect. Now it looks more like a wing. Okay, okay. Now we're cooking. Now, weapons. Think about weapons too. Photon cannons are kind of like a rapid fire machine gun type of energy projectile. We've got phase beam. These are a more focused laser beam like a projectile. They don't fire as rapidly, but they focus. And then torpedo launchers are explosives. Let's start photon cannons. And I figure out where I'm going to mount these. Put them on top, that would be ideal. We could put them inside. Oh, that's kind of an interesting idea. We flip them. We can flip them 90 degrees. It does not look like we can flip them 90 degrees. Oh, they can be mounted on the inside like that, but then it would be clipping into the cockpit. That's an interesting place to put it. With twin cannons. It kind of sticks out and would be obscuring part of the cockpit functionally. What about there? I think that might work better. I was afraid it would clip, but I think that's actually alright. And I think I want to do phase beams as an alternate weapon. But where are they going to fit? That's going to not look weird. Oh, we can go on top. Hey, we got a hydrate and a stretch reading from Lava. What's up, Lava? Welcome to the stream. Lava asks, what is this thing from? This thing's not really based on a direct reference. I'll only put this here. We were talking on the stream earlier about the kind of idea that I was going for with this ship that we're creating. So, inspirations, but I'm not duplicating in designs. Let me kind of explain, and you can tell me if it makes sense. The parts here that go out beyond the cockpit were inspired by the Vic Viper from Gradius. But instead of it being a triangular ship, like the Vic Viper, where it's more like a delta, this one is kind of a bit more wide. Let me see if I can zoom out in there. And it's got kind of almost a circular or oval shape, which wasn't kind of what I expected when I started, but that's kind of where we ended up. What I wanted, and you could probably tell what I was going for here, I wanted these to be more narrow and sharp, because that's what the Vic Viper has. They're more like prongs coming out the front of the ship. But the way things snap onto the different bits didn't really give me an easy way to duplicate that. So this is what I'm going to go with for now. Because like, if I could do these, if I could snap these ones onto these square habitation parts which are partially hidden, then that would actually look more accurate. But these triangular pieces don't snap exactly. I could put them on the inside like that, but then they'd be clipping into the cockpit. We don't want that. Let's see if we can put like antenna or something mounted on the front. It'll give them more of a sharp look. So yeah, this is kind of like inspired by the Vic Viper if it was steamrolled flatter. Oh, if we could put this on the front, that'd be awesome. But I don't think I can flip them 90 degrees. These are antenna. The exterior decorations will maybe do... Well, let's see if we can fit anything on here now. More cosmetic, if anything. Put them on the underside. Kind of like auxiliary thrusters. It's not terrible. I wonder if I can mirror this though. Can. Okay, that'll make it more rounded. That way it doesn't look like it's just cut off. I think I like that, the way that looks a little bit better. And I didn't copy that right. There we go. I'm absolutely a stickler for symmetry, so if it turns out I finish this thing and it's not symmetrical, I'm going to be very annoyed. Well, that's cool. These cargo pods will sort of snap over multiple spots. If you wanted it to completely cover the reactor, which is what the photon cannons or phase cannons are sitting on top of, could do that, but I think it'd look a little bit weird to have this saucer-like dome just sitting on the back. Most of these seem like they snap to the top parts. I can't flip them around sideways, which would be nice. Yeah, no, I don't like that. The parts and equipment do affect the actual performance of the ship. That's what those stats in the upper right are meant to show. But overall, I think damage potential and maneuverability are what we want to focus on. Again, going back to the start of the stream when we loaded up this particular design, I wanted to kind of create a combat-focused ship design, like a fighter. That's why this thing is more kind of sleek and not big and bulky like a larger cruiser or like a capital flagship. Well, let's see what else we have. Ooh, trim cap. Can I flip that? I want to flip it upside down. Nope. Now it's just kind of sticking out there. That looks weird. These will snap to the ends, though. Kind of look just stapled on if you do that, right? I don't know, it's not as bad. It looks like it's just kind of affixed to this section that's connected to the thruster. That's not too distracting. But I do think I pasted it in too low. See if we can get around the back. Still kind of get used to the way the camera navigation in this build menu works. And my apologies if my camera control is kind of weird. There we go. That looks symmetrical, yeah. Curious how that looks. Okay. What I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to be messing around with this mode some more, since I think each of the ships occupies one of your overall ship slots that you can have. I think it's 12 total, including your small personnel class fighters. So it definitely won't be the last one I make. But I think I am good with the overall shape now. Let's take a look at the other things we can put on here. The interior is something I won't bother going through on stream since... Oh. Wait, what? I didn't scroll all the way down here. Hull connectors? I didn't look at these at all. Oh. Oh. So they hook onto the habitation ones. I wonder if they'll extend. That might have actually been an easier way to achieve the shape that I did here, but... Huh. I'll have to remember that for future designs. Scroll down to the bottom of the menu and check out all your tools. Yeah, hull linkage, that connects. Oh, that would have probably made my job easier. Okay. Yeah, these connect to a lot more. We could have extended out the wings if we did that. Ah, right. let's finalize the design. Let me think if there's anything else I want to add. We could double the thrusters up. They would be clipping together, but it'd be like one longer piece. I don't know what that would look like. That's kind of cool, but I think once it's actually flying, you'd see the propulsion trails kind of clipping into each other, so that would look kind of weird. Okay, let's finalize the design. And we're going to go in and we'll do paint next, but first... let's see... should be able to... Oh, we got to customize the colors before we finalize it. Okay. Before we do that, I got to run the little Raku's one. I'll be back in one sec. I'll just leave everything here, and I will mute my mic and let the BGM play. Alright, we're back. Let's take a look at colors. And I have no idea how the color menus work. Hopefully it'll let me do multiple pieces at once. Okay, we have swatches. Little less customization than I was thinking I'd have, but I think we can just go and make sure we outfit each piece the same. Okay, ooh, metallic finish is nice. Oh. It doesn't look like there's a way to just copy the color settings. That would be very convenient. Okay. So we have to do it piece by piece. That's a little bit cumbersome. Oh no, we can, there it goes. We just select a piece and apply the color scheme. Okay, better. Let's hit G. Okay, let's start with just doing the entire thing, and then we'll see if we have the ability to change it on a piece-by-piece level if we wanted to. Oh, I wonder if I'm toggling the paste mode. Oh, just hit G and I'll paste the color scheme over where we need it. Now we go underneath. Do the landing gears. Okay, pasting the color scheme over everything. It's kind of blue and silver. We do the cannons too. I like the way that looks. It's pretty clean. Again, I don't know if we can go back in here to edit this after the fact. Be nice if we can, but in the event we can't, let's make sure we have all of the details that we want, and make sure all the coloring's been properly applied. Okay. Finalize it. This is all of the text slots that it comes with. I guess we'll find out how much of an upgrade we can do. So I think we can upgrade our tech, similar to how we can upgrade the regular starships. How do I change the name? Okay, so this is comparing our Corvette, which we just finished building, to our current regular single occupancy fighter, the Suzumebachi. And this one has way more upgraded tech. Therefore, it has overall better stats. But we could start with this one here at C and figure out how we're going to build it up. Because I'm assuming all these other slots can be unlocked and upgraded so that our Corvette will get better and function better. So we'll add to collection. And now it's here. And now we can change the name. Good. What should we call this thing? It is very blue. I think I'm going to call it, even though the shape doesn't really match. The color scheme is really similar. We're going to call this the Lagiacris. After good old lovable Leviathan from Monster Hunter. Now the question is, how do we upgrade it? And can we go back and edit our design? Yep, looks like it. Okay, good. We can swap around parts too. That's good to know. Wonder if we go over to the ship terminal where we normally build our regular single occupancy ships, if it gives me the option to upgrade it. No, this is just to completely fabricate a brand new one. So I wonder if that means our upgrade options are only at this terminal. Okay, this is how we normally unlock parts. In fact, we need to switch our mode. Doesn't affect the ship that we created. But now we can actually walk up inside it and take a look around. The neat thing that was added with this function to create the Corvette class ships is you can customize the inner quarters too. Again, that's probably a lot of stuff that I don't need to do on stream today. But you can add living quarters, furniture, you can add all sorts of stuff to the inside of your ship and make it more comfortable and make it seem like an actual lived-in craft, which is pretty neat. I like that idea. So I'm curious. I gotta find a quick answer. How you can upgrade the different components. Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong terminal. This quick answer off Reddit just says use the on-station ship upgrade terminals. I might have been looking at the wrong one. I think there's the fabrication terminal, and then there's an upgrade one. It's been forever. Let me see if I can figure it out. Yeah, that's right next to it. Right here. Upgrades. So we can upgrade its class, which upgrades its overall parameters. We can purchase storage. And I think these augmentation things are a consumable we can pick up. And I think I have a bunch stored. I'm gonna have to fly down to my base to take a look. Okay, but we can upgrade the class. I'll upgrade to Class B. Upgrade to Class A. Storage is 30 million units. That is not cheap. Let's warp back to one of our bases and check our storage. Or actually, we can do it from our freighter. I want to say I stuck a bunch of the modules for upgrading fighters in my storage somewhere a while back when I was working on upgrading a ship that I'm currently using. Let me see. No, these are Sentinel bits. It's not that one. There we go. Storage augmentation modules. Okay, this is one I was thinking of. Isn't there one for tech? Oh, let's look while we're here. Weaponry. Head down to where all of the main storage things are, which is here we go. Nope, I'm not talking to you. Okay, what do we have sitting in here? Frigate modules. Oh, more storage. Oh, this must be where I dumped them all. Multi-tool expansion. Okay, let's check the other things here. I had it divided up by parts too, the different types of customizable ship parts you can use to build a brand new craft. Have them put into separate containers, but I don't remember which one is which. Looks like majority of the stuff just is in chest 0. Oh, let me look it up. Starship tech upgrades. Oh, I see. It'll give you a choice when you use that terminal and you use the little upgrade storage modules. That's right. Oh boy. This game is not like when I alt-tab out of it. There we go. We'll take the terminus back on the station. Should be this one. And if we go here, upgrade, apply augmentation. Now it's going to consume one of those modules. Ah, that's right. So we can go up here. I'm going to build the text slots out first. And we'll need to get some more of those at some point. But that should make it a little bit easier. Now I need to rearrange all this stuff. Since tech in the Corvettes functions like the other types of equipment, where if you put them next to each other, they will get a bonus. For some of them. And it looks like it's a limit. I wonder if that's tied to the class. And now it can install our actual modules. I like the positron ejector. This is the one that's kind of like a shotgun. We need wiring looms.
Technology installed.
Which we should be able to buy on the station.
Product received.
Okay, now we have that. Oh, we can leave it there. Supercharged slots get a bonus for anything that's stuck there. So if we get more upgrades for the positron injector, like this one, fragment supercharger, and we put it next to it, then we'll get the synergy bonus for being next to the same type of tech. But I don't have magnetic resonators. Didn't occur to me to empty my inventory out of my old ship, but all the stuff in there is still there. Question is it docked in the station though? I think it might have just magically teleported back to my freighter when I switched and jumped here from the terminus. Oop, I'm gonna hydrate from lava. Okay. Let's actually fly out to the freighter and we'll dock there. And I should be able to jump into my other ship and see if I have those resonators in my inventory. And we can actually see how the laggy flies, how it handles. I think we'll need to get some tech upgrades for like the engines for maneuverability, but hopefully it doesn't fly like a giant brick. Nice. Manually close up. Wait a minute. Oh, maybe it didn't show the updated name because I haven't actually flown the ship yet. Thrust is alright. Oh boy, turning radius is a little slidey. We're going to need to upgrade maneuverability so this thing can turn a little bit sharper. Let me try and fix something. Let me turn down the FPS on my model. See if that makes things a little bit more stable in No Man's Sky. It's running a little bit more jerky than I'd like. Because I alt-tabbed out, now it's gonna get finicky for a sec. There it goes. Okay, need to dock in the actual freighter. Which is, there it is. All around it. Yeah, this thing kind of turns like a potato. It's got propulsion, but when it comes to being able to fly precisely, it doesn't exactly do that super well. And that's the stats. Okay. Well, this we actually haven't looked at yet. Being able to dock on our capital freighter. We're not inside the hangar. I think the Corvettes are too big. So we're actually docked outside. And this is something that you couldn't do in the versions before the update. You couldn't actually go out and then essentially go into space. What happened? Where am I? Where'd my ship go? Did it despawn? That's where it's supposed to be. You can see the icon. But the model of the ship seemed to just bamf out in existence. That's probably a bug. Okay. Well, we're on top of our freighter. Now I gotta figure out how to get inside. Maybe here. Oh no, that's a window. But that is the bridge. Just a recessed bit inside. Is that a door? That's like a door. Ah, there it is. Okay, so that's how we get out. And if we take the ladder down to the main area, we should be able to walk down to the hangar. Even with dropping the FPS of my model down, it's still running extremely choppy. It doesn't do that when I'm playing it offline. So I don't know. I might not be able to stream this with my model, which would be really annoying. Because I'd like to be able to play this some more. But it might be it's just pushing the system resources too much. Where's my ship? Huh. These are NPC ships that have just flown in. We can interact with them, but where is my regular ship? There it is. It shows up in the menu, but I don't physically see it in the hangar. Okay, I might have to just switch to it manually and hopefully it just poofs into existence in here. But it's not. I guess we'll test it. Okay, now I'm switched to the... Oh, there it is. Suzume Bachi. Okay, it does have resonators in the inventory. So I'll put this in our exosuit. So we need that in order to upgrade our Corvette. Anything else in here of worth? Transponder. Oh, whoops. I wanted to take that whole stack, not just one. Okay. Now I wonder if I switch back to the Lagiacris, if it won't spawn in here, because again I think these hangars aren't designed for the Corvettes. These are designed for the fighters. But well, let me port back to the Corvette. It doesn't do it automatically, and I can see that my other ship just despawned. So I wonder if it just takes it out of existence to maybe save system resources. I don't know, but it's gone. But I guess what we can do is we'll go out. We'll dock on the ship just by walking out into space. Oh, I should have grabbed a crafter. Okay, my apologies for kind of wandering around. I haven't played this in a while, so I forgot how to get to all of the different points of interest. But it was up here. Let me go out on the catwalk, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're out here. Where is my ship? Does it exist? Nope, I can't summon it, which means it's not outside of the immediate proximity. So the question is, how do I get back on my Corvette? I think what you're supposed to be able to do, in fact, should I reload my save? I guess so, since it would have saved when I got out of my Suzume Bachi. What you're supposed to do is be able to just fly up onto the open bay and get back on your ship. My ship appears to have turned into a glowing set of rings. Let's see if we reload the autosave. There it is. That's probably some sort of glitch. I don't know why it pops out so far away, though. I almost didn't have enough jetpack to get over there. It is cool, though. We can walk around the entire exterior of our Corvette. And oh, we free float in space? Yeah, I guess so. I was a little bit concerned that I would just fall through the world, but I guess we could just sort of free float up to where we need to, and we're not at risk of falling off of the world. Oh, and there it is. I knew there's another button. This one will put us directly on our freighter, so I don't have to go hoof it every time. Okay. I think my to-do between now and the next time I stream this, one, I'm gonna have to figure out why the performance is so weird. This game should not be having issues running. I think it has something to do with my model. In addition, we need to upgrade this craft so that it functions a bit better. Here's the photon cannons, which, it's shooting out of the batteries in the front. We also have positron ejector. This is the one that's like a shotgun. And we have a phase beam. Interesting that it's firing out of the middle one and one on the right, but not the left one at all. I will probably stick to the positron injector, but it needs to be upgraded. So what we'll do is we will get back on the space station. And I'm going to have to map out where I'm going to seek out some upgrades. That'll be for a future session. The Corvette Workshop cache. This is where we could store modules that we accumulate if we weren't doing it in creative. So that's curious. I wonder if I can purchase any of the advanced ones or if it's just the basic ones. Because these aren't infinite, so normally you have to purchase all of the components and unlock them. And you can only build with what you have, which is fine from like a survival perspective, but I wanted to have the full tool set to make the ship that I wanted. That's why we swapped to creative mode. And then we just swap back when we're done. We're back on normal. So if I build another one, or when I build another one, I'll probably do the same thing. Because looks like it takes a long time to go about mining salvage tech and then getting the components and then trading up to get the ones you want if you want to unlock everything. And if you want to do that, that's fine, but I'd rather focus on progression. So let's see, what about our hyperdrive? Okay. These are all of the craftable ship upgrades that we normally get with the smaller ones we've had up to this point. But we're going to need to upgrade this thing's hyperdrive. We're going to need to get some defense, some shielding on it, and then some weaponry. We could see they should have purchasable modules here for our ships as well. I might be doing some station hopping in the near future, going to different systems, seeing what people can offer, and buying our upgrades that way. Yeah, here we go. Getting an S-class reactor. Ooh.
Product received.
S-class positron. Okay, that's the shotgun weapon.
Product
Definitely.
received.
That looks like it. Okay, well, we can drop those into our ship. And we'll need more tech slots. Oh, how do I want to lay everything out here? It's probably better. Put all the habitation stuff kind of in the same place. Sorry, I'm just moving things around so that things are going to be able to be put adjacent when we have the upgrades. Oh, it has to go in an S-class starship too. That's why I can't put it in there. Can't put this on there though. I guess while I'm here, I should upgrade the class. That should just be cash. Cash money for a direct upgrade, and then we can put that upgrade on there. Ooh, 50K. Nope, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can't put that on there. Wonder if it's a different type of upgrade for the Corvette reactors. Oh, I think I know why. This has to be put into our as a component for the ones we create from scratch, the regular small starships. It's not an upgrade per se. Okay, well, we'll hold on to that for future build. Meantime, we need things like just the maneuverability one. This one? Flight assist override. Yeah, it'll allow us to drift while flying. Probably want that one and the sublight amplifier. These are the different types of drives that will get us to different systems. We're gonna need all that too. Oh man, I need so much resources. Tritium. Sell tritium here? No, but we do have mirrors. No, a couple of the upgrades require solar mirrors.
Product received.
But no tritium. Usually you get that from just blowing up asteroids. Okay. I think we're going to need to port into a new system. Ooh. That was a neat looking ship. Yeah, that's got to be a glitch too. The interface for the pilot console is showing the old ship name, not the one that we have now. Small issue, but it's still kind of annoying. Okay, what we're gonna do is we'll take off from the station, we'll redock at our freighter, and we're gonna move the whole freighter with everything into the next system. Because I don't want to leave my freighter behind. And I think that thing can actually jump systems faster than my Corvette, because my Corvette doesn't have any upgrades. Okay, this ports us back on, and here is the teleporter that gets us onto our Corvette. I was wondering where it is. It's here in the hangar. Okay. Oh, there's my ship. Let's go see if we've got tritium in the Suzumebachi's inventory. Oh, and there's the other one. This is a unique class. I might break that down for parts if I can. I wanted some of the modules on it, but I don't think you could do unique or exotics in the earlier versions of the game. Yeah, here's some tritium. How do we split? I know there's a way to split the stacks in half. I just don't remember what button it was. Ah, whatever. I'll just take the whole thing. There's that. Might need more of the resonators. We'll have to go and scrounge up some more of the storage slots so we can increase the tech on our Corvette. Well, I wonder if it'll just beam me straight onto my Corvette and change my ownership over without me doing it manually. Okay, yeah, it will shoot me over here, and I think if I just sit down, yeah, it'll switch our ship automatically. Okay, that's useful. What we'll do is I'll take us into a new system, and then we'll get ready to wrap up for the stream today. I don't want to talk to you yet. Here we go. Now we can warp to new system. There we go. Now does the terminus do the same thing? No, I think this is just bases and space stations. Yeah, I was curious if that would just shoot us directly over to our ship, but fine. We're up here, so we can just go up, out, do the airlock, and just fly over. I guess we'll see if that ship despawning glitch still happens. Yeah, it does. That's interesting. I wonder if I just fly over there, if it'll pop my ship back into existence. Oh boy, I'm clipping through the freighter. Get up on the deck. Oh, that's a floor. Huh. Well, there it is. Maybe it just takes a second to spawn in. Am I crazy? Yeah, it like it vanished from out in front of me. Oh boy. Yeah, I think that's not supposed to function like that. I have the ability to just teleport on there? No. It's like I have to fly up, get the model to appear, and then actually land on the bay. If I don't, it won't let me actually on my ship. There's the entrance. The bay is on the back. It's weird. It's like when my character gets within a certain distance of where the ship is supposed to be anchored, it visually despawns. It's physically there, but it visually despawns, so I can't see where I'm supposed to go. There it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Just like I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to show the old ship name either. Hello Games is actively bug fixing all the stuff since the new update came out. They've released a couple patches already, and I'm sure they'll release more as people report issues, but overall, the new update seems to be behaving okay. Alright, now we're docked on another station. I'll have to go see what kind of wares they have here to purchase, and then I'll have to go start actively looking around to get the components to get more modules to upgrade our ship. So hopefully by the next time I stream this, which I don't know if it'll be anytime soon, because I'm not too thrilled with how the game's been running on stream here with my model. It should look a lot smoother and run a lot smoother than it does. But the goal would be to start investing some more parts into our tech slots here on the Lagiacris and start getting the capability to go to other systems, which we can get with the hyperdrive. Upgrading the weaponry, so when we get into a fight, we can actually stand a fighting chance. And basically improving the stats over here. Maneuverability, we definitely want to tighten up the movement because this thing kind of flies like a giant brick. But overall, I think we accomplished our task. Okay, we didn't do a lot of exploration, but the main goal was to create a Corvette class ship using all of the new build features. I think it was a successful experiment. This thing looks kind of neat. Do I have a lot more ideas on ships I want to build? Absolutely. So I'll definitely be working on the game more off stream, and then hopefully I can tweak some settings to make it run a bit better for next time. But we can go ahead and haul it there. Let me go ahead and pause the music. See who is online that we can raid. Let's see. Oh, Ladybug's online. She's playing Yomi again. That's a pretty cool game to watch. Your only move is hustle. Alright, let's go head over there and say hi to Ladybug. So let me go ahead and go to outro. And we will wrap that today's stream up. I need to work on the schedule for next week. I don't know when exactly I'm streaming. But we'll be back to our regular rotation. I think I want to do a drawing stream next week. And I want to start a new playthrough of a game that I've had my eyes on for a bit. So, schedule should go up before the end of the night tonight. But in the meantime, thanks to everyone who stopped by and hung out. Shoutouts to Didi for the raid. I hope everyone has a good rest of your morning, day, or evening. And I'll catch you folks in the next one. Let's go see how the Yomi's going.